I can't say that, and I look at him and I can't say that, okay, I get scared. So when you're, as a coach, you need to look at those areas. Do we know what we do? Do we know what we're doing as a wrestler when we make contact with the guy? What do we do? Do we want elbow control? Do we want an inside control? Are we pretty good at when we don't get control? Can we take a 2-on-1? Can we take something from our opponent? Okay? Are we in position with our head? Okay? Can we pick up our feet and can we sprawl? Can we pick up and defend? Okay? Can we break somebody down and right? Everyone, you know, every guy I have on that wall right there, I'm telling you, every one of them could hold someone down for 1 minute. On top. You know, simple thing, you should be able to hold them down. You have to have the skill. Okay? So when we make contact, what do we want to do? What do we want to do with our hands? Okay, because the hands is going to be real important. So you need to ask yourself, are we teaching those type of things? Are we teaching what to do with our hands when we make contact? Or are we just getting a collar tie? And we're sitting here like most inexperienced wrestlers. You've got an elbow and I got an elbow. Okay? This is not coaching. That's instinct. That's easy. Okay? So you need to decide, do we want to work? When we make contact, do we want to dig out an elbow? Do we want to dig out an inside control? That's why you got to teach more than just one set of contact skills, is because some guys, I'll teach elbow control, and I really believe in it, but some guys never feel it. Chris Perry struggles feeling it. But it takes a little bit of time. So if they grew up with just that inside tie, that inside tie, that inside tie, that's what they want. That's what feels right to them. Okay? So it's real important that we send that message. Is how we become better on our feet is when we know what to do with our hands, rather than just laying them on the back of the shoulder. Do I want my underhooks? Okay, I believe, again, you've heard my philosophy a little bit. I like to throw a lot of things out, hit guys with a lot of things, and a few things stick. Okay, that's why we need to teach underhooks. That's why we need to teach a 2-on-1, an elbow tie, an inside control. Okay, now, here, for the most part, I get guys that know those type of things. And believe it or not, we still get guys that don't know what to do with their hands, that will come out still and lay soft hands on them. Or tie up with a straight leg and bent leg and out of position just because they don't, I don't think because they're lazy as much as it is anxiety of not recognizing when the whistle blows how intense it is, how intense you need to be, how you need to raise that level up immediately. So you're physical with your hands, so you're bent knees, so you have position. Okay? So, defensively, can we pick our feet up? Can we sprawl? Okay? Do we have a butt drag? Did we cover the butt drag, anyone? This week? Okay, we're going to cover that. Okay? Do we have a butt drag? Can we get around? Okay? For the bottom line, in high school, I think defense is as important as anything that you do, because there is a lot of shots. People shoot out of mostly panicking. Okay? And on top, I make it simple on top. And you should make it simple. Do we have a ride? Can we run a spiral ride? Okay? Off the whistle, do we have an ankle? Okay? What is our 30-second? Eventually, you know, you've got to go into 30 seconds left in the period. How are we going to ride him? We're not going to try to pin him. If I need to ride him, if I'm up by 1 and there's 30 seconds left, okay, I'm not looking for a pin. I'm looking to keep the guy down, not to give up a point. Do we have those tactics? Okay, 30 seconds left, I'm on bottom. Okay, what are my tactics are going to change from the start of the whistle in the third period where I got 2 full minutes. Okay, why those tactics change on bottom and I need a point is because I know he'll end up on an ankle if I get aggressive and start getting away from him. So I always got to make sure that we're building those tactics in those situations that will allow us to not lose the match because the guy's hanging on my ankle and I can't get away. and the referee doesn't call stalemate back. He doesn't call stalling for the second time. Okay, so 30 seconds left. My tactics is I got to make sure I keep him off my ankles. Got to always make sure. If I stand up and I got a hand, I know where he's going. He ain't going to do that with 2 minutes left. Okay, because he's going to get dinged for stalling at the period. So building those tactics on top and on bottom and making and simplifying. What is my first move on bottom? Okay, is it a stand-up? Do I want to create action in a switch situation? Okay, the bottom line is whistle starts are everything on top and bottom. If you can get the whistle and you've got good habits of getting to the whistle and getting started before your opponent, a lot of times you have success on top and bottom. But that's built in, okay? And I told you guys at the beginning of the clinic that's probably been one of my faults is not using my whistle enough, not building that whistle start and making those guys hear that whistle on a daily basis, whether we're running, whether we're wrestling periods, okay? Not just whistle starts, but just constantly hearing that whistle. Okay, it's time to go. Okay, it's time to stop, whatever the case may be. All right. Defensively, we covered a little bit with our head the other day. I want to put these guys, and the reason I want to cover this is because guys, you're going to win a lot of matches if you guys can score out of the butt track. You're going to win a lot of matches. The problem is guys can't get that corner. They can't move their feet. And if you noticed everything that we're doing, whether it be down the weight room and up here, we're constantly focused on making sure that we learn to pick up our feet. If he gets better at picking up his feet, he's going to do really well. Okay? But his problem right now is too many people get in on his leg. Too easy. Why? No. Why? Because you got confidence in what? You're scrambling. Okay? You got confidence in scrambling. All right? You got confidence on rolls and good stuff, okay? But not every time. Please. They sprawl sometimes. Okay. And he's getting better. He's got to pick up his feet. Like I said, what he has a habit of doing is he gets his feet a little bit too wide. Okay? And he's tough, and he's going to be tough for us. Okay? He gets them a little bit too wide. And once you get them outside that framework of your shoulders, okay, slow down. It's hard to pick them up. A lot harder for me to pick my foot up from there, okay, than it is from here. Okay? So anytime I get out, and I'll tell you, I've seen guys that have a lot of success with wide stands. You know, I'm not saying that they haven't, but I can't teach a group that. Okay, we'll get our asses kicked if I do. Okay, it might be better for one or two guys, but I don't see it being better for you because you're struggling picking your feet up. So we got to bring them together so we can pick our feet up. Okay, let's I want to put him into a single leg right now. Okay, we get right here. All right, what's the key things that we would look for here? One, guys, we always cover the head. Okay, simple thing is push the head down. You see guys trying to get over here and they got their head and they're not pushing the head under. Cover the head, push it under every time. Your head should be coming up. He's here, push. Push the head under, cover it. I take a lot away from him. Why? Once these hands, drop your head. Give you a lock. Lock your hands. Once that head gets below that lock, he's done. Okay? Only done from the standpoint of him scoring. Doesn't mean I'm going to score unless I do the right things with the right skills. Okay? But he's done. Okay? That's where we always want him. Okay, sometimes I can't do that with just my hip. I can't cover that. I can't get the hip over. His head's up. This guy's wanting to bring his head up. Okay, I got to push it under. So we're always using our hands to put that head to the mat. Now, when I get here, okay, notice my feet are pointing out. Okay, I'm not here, and I'm not too worried if you're on your knees a little bit, but as I start to move, I come off of them. Okay. And as I move across the body here, all right, most of the time when we shoot a single leg or a guy ends up on this side, I put his head to the middle, okay? I'm always going into that shot. What I mean by that is, if he's on my left leg, I gotta move right. I don't go to the same side, okay? I always cover the head. I cover the head and I go away from the leg he's attacking. Now, when I'm digging my feet in here, what I'm doing is sagging. I dig my feet in and I'm dropping back. I'm dropping back as I'm circling. See, I'm sagging. That's how you get headed. That's when somebody says he felt like he weighed 300 pounds. Okay? It's that technique right there. Now, finishing is important. I'm taking control of something, the butt, the ankle, okay? But I gotta keep him bumped forward here, okay? And I'm always looking to come inside and finish my shot, okay? I like to break him down to the hip. All right, so again, I'm here. He's in on the leg, shove, cover, right here. Roll the hip. Notice how I'm rolling my hips, and now I'm sagging. Keep a hold. Now I'm sagging. I'm sagging as I'm moving in that circle. Okay? Keep pressure on him right here. Keep pressure and driving. Okay. You know what? If you have hip pressure, you don't need to pull his elbow off. But I'll show you a couple things here. Okay. I get here, I cover, and I'm moving. Okay. Yeah, we can pull the elbow up, but I've never really snapped somebody's lock off doing that. Okay, if he's locked really tight, okay, the only reason I pull that elbow up is to sink my hips deeper in. I want that lock, his lock, I want it right up in my crotch. I don't want him to have a bite on that back of that hamstring. And if he's on that knee, I'm never getting around him. Okay, so I got to take that lock. If he's on that knee right there, I got to take that lock. Now it's on the hamstring. I'm still in trouble because my head's too high on the, my crotch is too high on his head right here. Okay? For me to score in a good pressure butt drag, okay, I got to slide my hips off his head. That way I know I'm getting heavy on his shoulders. What I got to go around. Why don't we go around the guy? It's for the what? He brings an arm up. He catches us. He brings his head up. If his arm can't come up to wrap, he can't come up. He can't stop me from scoring. So when I grab an elbow here, it's only to sink my crotch. Okay. And now when I start to move, and at the last, keep your lock. Now, at the last second, I go to the hands, if I need help. And when I go to the hands, okay, I cover the knuckles. And I'm digging my fingers right here. He's locked. I go to the knuckles and dig the fingers in to the knuckles. I don't try to peel the fingers. Here, and I peel the hand off. Okay? I had to teach this week. Okay? 2 or 3 guys, 2 of my starters. I had to show how to go attack those hands. Okay? So I'm here. See where he's got a bite on my thigh? I got to get off of it. I can get off of it by pushing on the thighs and sliding down, or I can get off of it by pulling the elbow up, sliding the crotch in, moving. I'm still going back, guys. Notice I'm digging my toes in and going back. Keep a hold. He's got a lot of flexibility. I'm not quite breaking. I go find the knuckles. The knuckles, the hand's locked, whatever it is, okay. Find it, cover the knuckles, and I dig my fingers in, and I peel that hand off. Okay? Get in here. Yeah. I broke it there. Okay? When I went to his elbow. Don't let me break it when I go to your elbow. So what I did right there is I used it to pop my hips through deeper, get heavier. Bumping, always go into him. Don't just walk around here. Put points on the board. Okay? We want to take away his reaction. If you guys heard us in practice, after the takedown, I want to see a reaction. I want to see our guys build up. Boom, guys got scored 2, and we've scored 1 in less than a second. Okay? Why do you have a chance of doing that? It's because most of the time off the takedowns, we're not busting them down. We're not chain wrestling off that takedown. Just like that butt drag. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a guy do a butt drag, go around him, score the points, the guy up and away in a second. Okay? He's here. Get here. Okay? Why? He ain't coming up here. Okay, taking that away from him. Teaching your guys off the takedown, go to the breakdown. A lot of it's chops. Okay? Why? Because we take the guy down, he's got to post his hands to build back up. If I hit him in a double leg, he's posted hands. Okay? If I hit him in a double leg, I take him down to the hand post. Right? I got to post my hands to build my base back up. Okay? You've seen where those there's guys that got great flexibility, got great power in their lock, and you end up stalemating this. Okay? You should not be stalemating this. I don't care who you are, you can break their lock as long as you're doing it with your hips. Sometimes I can go back there to the hand and grip that hand and be able to peel, but sometimes I can't peel. There's some guys I can't peel. But I got to tie my hips into it. I tie my hips into this thing to get good hip pressure. Okay? My hips are also breaking that lock. Okay? I need both of them. So as we're going around, remember, everything's retreating. I'm sticking my toes in the mat. Put your toes in the mat. Put on your hands. Sprawl your legs back. Get your legs back. Hips down. Hips down. Digging my toes in and moving back. Go. Okay? Here. Here. I'm reaching. Grabbing the mat. Reach. Grabbing the mat. Reach with your feet. Pull forward. Pull your toes forward. No, going back. Reach. Reach. Don't do it. No, don't use your hands. I want you to use your feet. No, look at it. Look at it. Reach with your toes. Pull back. You're not doing it? There you go. Pull back. Don't use your hands. Pull. There you go. That's what we're doing. I'm here. Come on. Hey. Getting heavy. I wouldn't go this slow. That's the idea. And I'm doing that as I'm moving around. That's when you get heavy. Heavy. Gotta have a butt drag. You gotta be able to score in a butt drag. Okay? It's too easy. It's the same as a takedown, boys. It's 2 pointer. Okay? Any questions in that butt drag? Any what ifs? What's the situation sometimes that we get into? Again, I'm here, shove the head, cover the head. I always post. I'm just trying to get my hips in this game. Heavy. Notice my hips are off his head right now. They're on his shoulders. Okay? Here's what I'm doing to him. Okay. Put pressure right there. Right there. Okay. I'm not putting pressure here. Okay? I get pressure here. He pops between my legs. I lose the position. Okay? I can't get in that. I gotta get off his head. My pecker can't be on his head. Okay? It's gotta be down, down. Grab it, grab it. As I'm scooting, scoring. Okay? Any questions? Situations, yeah.
The big problem we got is when you break the lock, we go to.
Last second.
When we go to turn, we go around it, we start bringing our legs towards it, and they start getting the leg again. What do you think is the best drill?
What do you mean?
For that? When you are flat there after you break his lock.
Oh, shit, I asked you. I know there's a lot of situations here. No, you're in on my leg. Okay, I hear, I break the,
Break the lock.
Right.
And then instead of being out like that, you start bringing it out back in.
Yeah.
In the
Well,
back.
what they do is they get in a hurry to score.
Right.
And what do they want to do? They want to spin. In order to spin, you got to bring your knees back underneath you. There's no spinning in the butt drag. Okay, there's only spinning if it's outside. You know, if you hit a shot on me and you never touch my leg, I can spin. okay? But once you're on the leg, it's a grind out. So here's the situation. He's right. I get here, I bust. And once I get here, I'm gonna do this. Okay? And he comes back and grabs. Okay? So the thing just to remember, not so much is there something you can do in your drills, okay? It's just this. When I break the lock, I won. Okay? Don't get in a hurry, keep pressure. Don't get in a hurry to score unless there's a time situation. Don't get in a hurry. Don't get greedy. Well, get greedy, but under control. Here, I keep my hips down until I score. Okay? That's why in so many situations, guys that hit good butt drags, there is a point that follows it. Okay? I get the two, but I lose the point. Because I really got to keep my hips down. Grab. I really got to keep my hips down right here. That's why I'm grabbing that butt. Now I like taking this hand, I like coming back and getting this arm over, okay, or under, all right? But keeping pressure on it. And that way you can't get back to it. If it tries to get back to that leg, I isolate it. Okay, it's a good question. You see that a lot. Joseph Smith, my son, is an idiot about it. He bends his knees every time. He's got great hip pressure. It's great hip pressure, and he's here. As soon as he breaks the lock, he starts doing this. Okay? He lets the pressure on. Keep the pressure down. Don't raise up. Stay down and move your feet. Let your feet do the work. Let your feet score for you. That's a good term right there. Let your feet score for you. Okay? Let your feet do it. Not your head and chest. Trying to get around you. Stay down, pressure down. Let your feet keep moving in that circle, keeping that distance and pressure applied. Yeah, anyone else?
When you reach for the butt drag, you're reaching over the top rather than around them.
Just depends. I feel with him, he's a little bit taller. I feel like I get a better grip here. Okay. Just a lot of it's, are they compact, short, stocky? I think either way. I like that ankle. If I can reach and I got long arms, get that ankle, I can promise you, one of the things with the butt drag is sometimes you don't score is because it keeps spinning. You know? You just keep spinning. If I can get to that ankle right here, you know, it stops the spin. Okay.
I noticed in the practice, you guys were telling your guys to look for cradles off of that too. You guys work a lot of cradles with your butt drag set.
Remember, okay, there's two different areas in defense that you got to protect. Okay, one is he's on my hips, meaning he gets to my legs. To me, it was the easiest for me for me to coach. In coaching, it's easy for me to coach that. Butt drags, the little rolls we were doing, okay, things like that. We've pretty much been pretty good with that. Okay. The other part of the defense is when the head is on the chest. When he didn't get to on my head to him. This is a whole different level here. This is the tough stuff. Real tough. Okay? Now, that's where you're going to be most of the time when you got good wrestlers. Okay? Good wrestlers don't let guys on their legs all the time. Right? Okay? So there's two areas. He's got to my leg, he's here. Everything's hips. The other areas, he takes a shot, and I get here. I gotta be able to score. I shouldn't be giving that up. Okay? Those are your front headlocks, your knee taps, you're going around. We were working the ankle from here. Getting the ankle. And him immediately turned it into us because he's trying to not give up the takedown. He's got to, boom, find the next groove. Okay. And it's a good little defense. I was going to go into that. What are we doing? What are we focused on? We focus on the head of this. I'm looking for that ankle, running it down. Okay, getting to the ankle. Head to the side if we want. A lot of times we'll pull the head down and score the point. Okay? Looking for the ankle. This is when they don't touch. Okay? What have we historically done? Historically, we've stayed out in front thinking of a front headlock. Okay, now, I'm really gonna, first year I've coached this, really put emphasis on creating the angle and get to the ankle. Okay, now, I'm watching it, just a second, I'm watching the Olympic level now, the best wrestlers in the world do it. Okay? And this is what all of them are doing, most of them. Okay, they're not front headlocking, they're not trying to cheap tilt you out of the front headlock, they're going to get the point. And they're moving. Now, I'm not working with the best wrestlers in the world, some of them could be, okay? So this is speed, but it's moving your feet again, moving your feet to the score.
You still got like kind of a short arm in there, you go to the ankle.
I like to cover the head right here. I don't need anything, and forearm coming to the head. Okay, so looking down, shoots. Yeah, maybe the chin, but it's real short. What I really want is this. Okay? For me, a lot of guys won't grab the chin. I felt it, maybe a little bit. But I want that elbow up and over the head. I want to pull that head down, catch the ankle. Okay? And then from here, just depending on what he does, he's got to turn away. He feels that cradle, he's going to turn his head away. Okay? And we'll go through it. Real simple. Look for the ankle off the shot. Look for the ankle. How we get to the ankle is like this. Okay? I'm coming down and I'm wrapping so I can pull. Okay? Good technique. A lot of good guys. See, some guys already have success in the room with it. Really good. He's had success with it already for the last month. And when he picks his feet up.
Coach, do you guys still do a lot of the head and the hold kind of stuff?
Oh, yeah. Still good stuff. Just remember this though. This is the critical time. This position here is what you want to master. Front headlocks, knee taps. Okay. I do a lot of body locks. Some guys do body locks. I wouldn't, unless I have a real talented wrestler, I wouldn't teach this. Okay, this is tough stuff. A lot of development in there. And there's a lot of options other than that. Okay. Any questions? Any others of those situations? Butt drag. Okay. Stand up. High crotch. Focusing on our defense and our high crotch. Okay. Or double leg. Either one. Head gets to the outside, okay? I get beat, he gets in, okay? Easy stuff here. And what we got to remember here is once they've made contact, okay, I will get beat if the head remains outside, okay? There's two things that I can do. I put pressure into it, and I straighten that, and I take that same leg, I take the shoelaces to the mat, and I lay across his head. See what I'm doing? Okay? He's in, shoelaces to the mat, and I lay across the head. So I'm almost perpendicular to him. All right, I'll just give you an example. I'm not going to do that on that. But he shoots, boom. I'm leaning. I'm leaning. As I'm doing that, I'm hitting him right here. Okay? He's trying to suck that knee in right here. He's trying to suck that knee in, and I'm straightening it. Power. You got guys short and stocky, keep them on this. Okay? Power, your power wrestling to be good at this. Okay? Again, he's here. Boom. See how I reach here? And he's going to be trying to battle. Okay? Keep my feet moving. I'm doing the same thing. Digging my toes in and getting back. Got a little hand on the leg. He's got a little hand on the leg. Okay? How do I get it off? Okay, I don't get it off circling, I get off circling and going back. That's how the fingers fall off the leg. Okay? And maybe you've seen kids in butt drag situations or with one leg and they just circle at that same depth level and they end up there and they're here and the ref's not giving the points, okay? Where if they would have started from out here and started moving those hands, you peel the hands, okay, with your hips, and of course you peel the hands with, grab the lock. Come on, grab it. Grab it. Grab it from there, son. There you go. Okay, I'll get here. Come here. I'm peeling. I just broke his lock with my hips and my feet. Yeah, I didn't even have to go back and grab it. Digging that toes in. Grabbing those hips in. Okay. That you may not have seen a lot of you guys in here. We cover that defense from a high crotch. I've always been pretty much committed to always bumping the head and putting it back in the middle. But I've come a little bit more of a believer in this after watching a few guys, and it's just good. Just getting in there and feeling it, you feel why they're having success with it. Okay, passing the head to the middle, which would be 7 of every 10 wrestlers. I'd be making sure they're passing it back to the middle. Okay, just for a lot of purpose. Okay, if I get beat on the high crotch, I look at it this way. The guy gets in deep on my hips, and he's up this high. Okay, he's got a big advantage right here. Okay, his head's on the outside. All right, he's in a good position. Okay, doesn't mean that I'm going to lose this. Okay, but a lot of times it doesn't mean I'm going to score either. Okay, my goal right now is against a good wrestler is to break even. Okay, and I can break even, but for me, I need to get his head back to the middle. So I'm bumping, he hits, I'm bumping him and slamming that head in the middle. Changing hands if I can. Changing hands, and I'm posting it as I drop this leg back. And as I do this, as he hits, as I bump, he gets in, as I bump and I pass the head, I'm also doing this. Taking that leg away from him. Okay? Pushing the head down, bump, pushing the head down, taking that leg away from him. Okay? Boom. Game's still on, still got a bite, got to score. How am I going to score? Look how flexible he is. Look at his shoulders. He's got his lock above his head. Most guys break the lock right now. Okay? Most guys can't do this. I can. Most guys can't have it. Most guys, when they drop their head on the mat, they can't. See how he raises his hands? Drop your head. Raise your hands off the mat. Keep your head down. There may be one guy in here that can do that. But these kids that are 20 years old, 18, 17, they can do this. Okay? I used to do it. I could raise him up that high. Okay? You know? So, I keep going back to let's make sure we recognize what I'm saying. The butt drag is about that finish. It's about the hips. It's about breaking that lock. Okay? We all can teach a butt drag. But what do you do right at the critical time when you get the angle and I'm only this far away from scoring? Okay? Back! Back! Break that lock with your hands. Break that lock with your hands. I pass the head. Okay? Pass the head. Get off. Get off. Break it. Break it. Everything's back. Keep a hold of it. Keep a hold of it. Tight. Hard as you can. Patience. Instead, we'll do this. We'll do this. Okay? You learn anything, take anything from it? Take that part that, hey, this is where we're going to get better at. The last little bit of this. We're going to plant those toes and we're going to move back and drop that hip pressure and break that lock because we're moving back. We're moving back. We're extending. Okay? Bump, pass. Bump, pass. Leg goes back. Stuff. Bunt. Ankle. Bunt. Still got the leg. Right there at that angle. Once I create that angle, okay, right here, I feel his head's popped out. I'm not touching his head anymore. Right here. I've got a lot of weight right now on his left, right shoulder here. And all I'm doing is, my pecker is right here on the top of the shoulder. Excuse my language here. Okay? And all I'm doing is sliding it down. Sliding off it. Head. Okay. Guy hits a double leg, I bump. Guy hits a high crotch, I bump. Everything leaves. High crotch is a setup, you do know that, right? Right? It's a setup. You can't hit a high crotch, really no finish. High crotch is a change off to a double, it's a dump. High crotch is a dump. Okay? Really just this type of setup. We're getting here. Where do we go? Double, dump, pop, okay? He hits, okay? I bump, I pass, okay? I learned this, guys, my freshman year in college, okay? This bump and pass, and I'm telling you, it won me. It's the reason why I won 6 world titles, okay? Because I got so good at it when guys would beat me. I mean, post me, caught me reaching, would hit me with hard doubles, okay? My instinct was right when they come up, bam, bam. I just shift them, you know? He's out here and I can caught me reaching and he would boom. I mean, I just guard him, I met him, like a punch. So, you know, it gives you a double weapon. Now I can occasionally give up my legs and still win the battle, okay? Or at least break even. All right? I love this thing, okay? I'm watching my own son develop this, and he's getting good with it. Okay, his finish at the end is garbage right now. Okay, but his bump and pass is good. So it keeps you in the games when you got a defense, when you get bumped by a post, okay, post, guy hitting a double from outside, you know, right here. I'm in it. I'm in it. It's that instinct. Bump pass. Bump pass, push. Bump pass, push. Bump, pass, push. Okay? When I bump, okay, and I pass, which is the thing I do when I pass, what's the same thing happening? Moving my feet, moving my leg. Okay? So same way with doubles. Okay? Easy stuff. I showed Clayton Foster this, and God love him, he's one of the hardest workers in my room. Feet not real. Kind of had stone in those shoes of his. Had a hard time picking up his feet. He was 3-time All-American, national finalist. If he didn't have this, I'm not sure he could have ever been an All-American. Because people got to his right leg over and over again. He just had this. Okay? Now, the thing that you want with this bump, pass, and push is sometimes when you bump and pass, of course in college, we're getting a little bit more technical with the level of skill that these guys have. Boom, they're up. They're not gonna, once I bump and pass, their head's coming up into their single leg. Sometimes I can't get that head down. So I gotta just release it. Give it up. Okay, I bump and pass, and he's in already. Okay? Here, I can win this. Okay? As he picks it up, I go to the armpit. I go to the wrist. Okay? And I don't care if I get, when I say the wrist, it doesn't have to be the wrist. I could be right here, this high. Okay? I'm in the armpit here to the wrist here, and everything's pulling up. I'm going to make it feel my weight. Here, I take my foot out of the middle, take it to the outside. Now I bend at the waist. Had problems with teaching this already this year. Guys want to just bend here. Okay? I'm going to bend my leg a little bit, but I'm also going to bend my waist a little bit. I'm going to do this. Okay? So when he's in here, okay, I get this right here. Okay, and now I just put a hammer to him. Put that shoulder to the chin. Okay, I can go right into a turn. Take down from here. I can slide in my single leg. Clayton Foster was bad. I got a lot of guys good with this. A lot of them. The problem with this is freestyle is just the opposite. Okay, we can't let that leg get up. Because once he gets that leg, he ain't worried about scoring. He's just going to start running. So, although I'm teaching skill, that eventually we'll have to change. this is good. Easy stuff, guys. This isn't hard. This is stuff you could teach a beginning wrestler. Well, maybe not a beginner wrestler, but somebody's got a little bit of body coordination that's maybe been in the wrestling. This is easy stuff. Easy. Okay? Chesbrough was a genius on this stuff. Okay? I mean, a genius on little things like this that made his team so good. Go again. But pass